There are conversations that shape how we live, conversations that help us navigate challenges of life, conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential. Welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Global.
Psychologist, relationship coach, the one, the only
Benjamin Zulu.
Benjamin Zulu himself.
We all know that when a good man leads his family, most likely it's bound to thrive. Why am I saying most likely? It's because in our shows we have said both man and woman in marriage are responsible for making a good marriage. But we also said that a good man is capable of bringing his family where he is. But what makes a good man? That's what we're discussing today on the show. Welcome to Benjamin Zulu Global Show. My name is Sylvia Keremi. Now, Benjamin Zulu, what makes this good man?
Yes, and
good
because
family man actually.
Exactly, and
Yes.
we're talking about this because culture is portraying the men to be all about maybe a car or big following on social media or trendy, or they're coming up with all manner of descriptions, and talented men are more popular.
Yeah.
He's artistic, he's a journalist, he can sing, he has all this. So the men who are flashy are getting more attention as if they are the SI unit.
Yes.
The men who are showy, they are famous, or they have a lot of, they can get any girl, they're charming, they're seductive. Those men are getting undue attention, a lot of affection from society. There's one guy who does bodybuilding and he's always running around, doing a lot of bodybuilding activities. He has millions of followers because he looks athletic, energetic, and he looks like what guys would like to have. You find Cristiano Ronaldo so talented, so athletic, a lot of, many of the sensational celebrities we have around. It's about talent. We don't have the real manly traits being advertised.
Yes.
We don't have anybody saying, this is the man we should follow. This is the one we should set in front of our kids. We don't know who to point at for our kids. We really have to be ourselves.
Yeah.
Who they can point at, who they can follow.
Yes.
We don't have people who have morals we can trust. I hope you know many people are gifted and they have persona, but they're not a good person, a decent person. They're not loyal, they're not dependable, they're not nice, they're not kind, they are not empathetic.
Yeah.
They are not a person with morals. We have really lost the sense for morals. We just go for money. So people with the money who are flashing riches are appearing as the most influential men. Men who are flashing a lot of good life, whether it is true or fake. Men who are, whether they are changing girl from girl, nobody is asking how, nobody is worried. It's all about the fame they have. Their channels have a lot of millions of followers. They are driving big cars and they dress this way. And they're changing women. They have many baby mamas. They have many children. And they're just famous. Others even call themselves gospel artists, and nobody questions what kind of gospel you're living with the person you're not married to. Every time you're hearing here, baby mama, which gospel? No, it's no longer morals or spirituality. It's just about money and fame. We're at a time when the foundations have been shaken, and those who are righteous must stand. Those who know the direction must stand. Today I want to describe the man who you can build your family on. Being the leader is the foundation. Everything rises and falls on leadership. You cannot compromise on who you nominate to be the CEO of the company and you still hope the company to succeed. The CEO of the family is the man. The president of the family is the man. He is the leader, is the head. He is determining direction, rise and fall. Yes, the woman also affects, but before the woman, before the children, before the other thing, is the leader. The direction he has, the vision he goes for, the hunger for life, the kind of lifestyle he wants, where he is going, how he lives, the principles he lives by, the convictions he has, the longevity is capable of, what finances he wants to build. We say you don't have to marry a rich man. If you can, please do. You don't have to struggle from the ground. Riches don't say anything about character. Riches are only wrong when you go for them at the expense of character. When you find a man who has character and he has money, and another character he has no money, always pick.
favors you.
I always pick the one with character and money.
Yeah.
Money answers everything like. But we are saying what you need is not the wealth, but the capacity. Get a man whose leadership and drive and focus is to create abundance. You don't need scarcity. There's no glory in strugglings. Let's stop glorifying. Oh, we came from humble backgrounds. Oh, we struggle together. You don't need to struggle. It's not an honor. It's not a crown of honor.
It isn't.
I want people to say we built together.
Yes. Yeah.
We were given level of inheritance by our parents, but we quadrupled the net worth of the family.
Yeah.
That's what I want my children to say.
Yes.
When our parents gave us, it was just a paltry $1 billion. Imagine just only one. We started with only one.
Yeah.
One what?
$1 billion.
You know, it was a relatively small empire, you know.
Yeah.
And our goal was monumental. We really needed to at least get it to a 20 or 30 or even 50.
Yeah.
Okay, we have not gone very far, but at least we got it to 100.
That language is sweet.
You know, we were only within Kenya, or our investments were in Kenya. We thought that was too vulnerable, you know, because of, you know, political exposure and all that. We thought it can be regional a little bit, you know. We have not managed to go global, but we are everywhere in Africa now. Our company has branches in 50 countries in Africa, and we are thinking our children should be able at least to take up the challenge. You know, there's a level there, Sylvia.
Yeah.
There's a level there. There's a level there. Let's stop fighting about a piece of land, 50 by 100, and somebody's killing each other. They're cutting each other by 50 by 100. No. I want them to say, no, we don't fragment our wealth. We stopped fragmenting some years ago. We don't get small assets. We really want sizable assets. Then you can install security, you know, and get some of these international management companies, you know, for purposes of, you know, economical purposes, you know. If it's too small, liquidate it soon so that you can concentrate on the bigger ones. That kind of language. I want my kids... When wealthy people talk, they sound like they're bragging when you don't belong to that level.
Yeah.
So before you hate people, ask yourself.
Where do I belong?
Are they talking about a language you don't hear? When Chinese talk, you don't hear what they say.
Yeah.
The language, they talk Mandarin, you don't know what they're saying, and then no, they're not chappy like birds, they're talking.
Yeah, they're talking.
Language of wealth is like that. When people talk, you don't hear. Are they bragging? No.
You think they're bragging, they're boasting. It's a language of the wealthy.
You know, the weather was so bad, guys. I could not fly my chopper. It's very inconvenient, but I had to come with my little by road, some motorcade. You know our roads, you know, you know, and they're not bragging; they're talking their reality.
Yes.
We have a lot of games of people talking about how rich people talk, and they make it sound like bragging. I'm telling them, what you're calling bragging is their reality.
Yes.
That's how they live.
Yeah.
So you don't need to get a rich guy. You need a guy who has the focus to take to wealth. And even where he leaves it at, he has inspired his children to take it beyond. When you have more money, we can rescue more lives. One reason I want my family to have money is to rescue families, children who could not have gone to school, to fund worthy causes in society, to school, to build a tank, to avail water, to avail power, to do charity, and also to teach, open minds, publish books, go to the world, teach people from close up. If I had money, we can do this show in South Africa.
Yeah.
What's wrong with money? If we could have done this show in Pretoria.
We should.
What's wrong with money? People are hating money and I need the money to go around.
Yeah.
And I want to go to do this in Lusaka.
Money is good.
And Sylvia is introducing So Guys. Today we are doing it from Lusaka. So Guys. Don't forget to catch up with us next week. We'll be in Egypt. So today we are in Lagos, guys. Quite cold Lagos here.
Yeah.
And there's a local meal here. This is called that people don't watch our show more to watch where we are, isn't it?
Yeah.
So why are you hating money? If money can make people, we can tour with the people.
Yeah.
So today we are in New York, guys.
In the afternoon, we have a show in South Africa.
You know, and we are showing them around.
Yes.
We're showing them, you know, we are at KwaZulu Natal. How wonderful to be at the banks of River Limpopo. This hotel is at now you know I know a few people, a few places there. I really love that. I love that country.
That is good.
You know.
Oh my goodness.
People would come to watch, see where we are, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what's wrong with money?
Money is
if it's
good.
entertaining people,
It is.
as we take them. So in Kigali, Rwanda, guys, just take a look. This is where we are. Our conversation from the rooftop of.
Yeah.
Let's make money so that we can do those things.
Yes.
They are worth doing. They are what they're doing.
They are.
And sometimes from a cruise ship, from a yacht. So today we are in the middle of Indian Ocean, guys. You can look around, you can see the sun setting.
Even the intro becomes more sweet and captivating.
And as we talk, we are there's waves. Excuse our wobbling a little bit. It's a little bit some tide, some waves, but not too much. Stick with us. We are rowing back to the shore, guys. We are pilot, please, let's move to the shore. And as we move, Sylvia is saying goodbye while we are docking out. People will watch. It will be millions of views.
Because of money.
Same message, but a better environment.
Money.
Other time we are flying by the jet, guys. We are 60 feet, 60,000 feet above the sea, and now we are flying around. You can look over there. That's Kilimanjaro. Over there, that's one. And we brought you above here to, let's discuss about how to elevate your life. As we are up, we are elevated. I mean.
I remember in journalism we used to call it psychological closure.
Yes.
It invites, it communicates.
Bring it, proximity, bring it there as you discuss it.
Yeah.
So we are talking about a family man who is also dreaming of those kind of things. Not just dreaming of bicycles, and the muddy roads, and struggle.
Yes.
We came from there, but you don't have to go back there. We don't have to take our children back there. I dream of a time when I'll take my grandchildren to where I grew up and they pity me. Grandpa, what?
Yeah.
I tell them, you see the distance I traveled? Make sure you travel the same. That when you take your grandchildren to where you started, they will salute. And they feel challenged to also push it forward. Push our name forward. I may not go with you. I'll talk like Martin Luther. Tell them, where you are going, I will not be there.
Yes.
Just like where I was, you are not. I may not cross that river, but make sure you cross it. I can see it in my mind. I have handed you the baton.
Yes.
You need a man who thinks like that. Not just taking kids to the affordable school. No.
Yeah.
I want to take my children through two education systems. Let me give you the first trait because it will touch on this. The first trait of a good family man is a selfless leader. Selfless leader is one who is coming to serve, uplift. He's coming there to give, to pour his soul, to elevate a life. The man who is burning to build you, build with you.
Yeah.
If you don't get that notion in one way or other, don't marry. You're marrying a taker, he will drain you, take away, demand, deplete. You will give, and you're giving into a black hole. He's taking you the entitlement, not gratitude and appreciation. Marry a giver. A man who's coming to be selfless and lay down his life, lay down his lust, lay down his passions, his wandering passions. Some people are just, when a man allows his passions to go wild, he becomes just a horse let loose, seeing women everywhere, seeing bodies everywhere, and he becomes a stallion, a male horse let loose. You can't manage him. You need a man who's willing to pay the price. He knows there's a struggle. It's not easy, but he's committed to it. Men who are serious, they search for a serious woman because they know they cannot afford to give this level of investment to a joking woman. When a man marries an unstable woman and himself is stable, he's punished twice. He has to play the wife and the husband. He has to run the home, make sure the house is fed, make sure the kids are taken care of, while also hunting. He hunts and gathers while the woman is oversleeping, going around lazying. You educate her, she's just lazy. Start business, she collapses it. She just wants to sit back and enjoy. She's toxic, she's suspicious, paranoid, unstable, emotionally explosive. I've seen many of those kind of women. When you choose carelessly and you're a serious man, you're punished twice. Because you're committed to your children, you can't walk out easily. Because you're committed to family, it's very hard for you to quit. They take too long to quit, and sometimes they're drained by that depression, by that stress, to death, to stroke, to diseases. I've seen it with my eyes. A gentleman must be very keen. He can't choose by sleeping. If you see a gentleman who's sleeping with a woman during marriage, during dating, he's too careless for the kingdom of gentlemen. He will be disqualified. You should read the book, Gentleman's Playbook. When you're a gentleman or you're called to a higher calling, you change your rules of operation. You change your code. You change what you ask for. Because now you are the target. You are no longer just a hungry wolf looking for anything to eat from any dustbin. Stray dogs eat whatever. Dogs of royalty, they eat what is assigned to them because they can be poisoned. They're high value. Those dogs, security dogs, trained dogs that fetch very high amounts of money. Not like the stray dogs that need to be poisoned. Men are in two clusters like that. Men who have aligned with the purpose are high value men. And they are so potent. Today, they are the highest on demand.
Yes.
Previously, the highest on demand was pretty girls. Today, is a high value man.
High value man.
He is the highest on demand.
Yeah.
He is sought after because he can change people's fate. He is so hardworking and resourceful. He can change the trajectory of life of women and families. That's why he's highly sought after. That man who is self-actualized, a prince, territorial by nature, stable in his mind, big heart, keen mind, who is present as a father, loving as a husband, committed as a worker, dependable as an employee, being in business, he can be counted on. He is a master in his skill. He's not mediocre. He delivers. He's consistent. He's unshakable. That man is on high demand. He looks like God in man.
Yes.
Next time they ask you what you're looking for in a man, just say God. Looking for a father,
Yes.
for a provider, a lover, dependable, well-grounded, growing, learning. This man listens, empathetic. When you finally finish describing, you realize these are not human traits. The culture cannot create such a man.
Yeah.
This culture praises lust and pursuing every skirt.
Yes.
And boys are being taught how to just put women in a box. Seduce her and sleep with her.
Yeah.
This man doesn't do that. He works as if he's divine. And because he knows he's different, he doesn't argue. But his presence argues for him. Find him seated in a group and you know something's different about him. He won't argue it, but you will feel it.
Yeah.
You see him seated somewhere in a group discussion, a talk show, and you pause. You don't flip the channel. You don't swipe left. You listen.
Yeah.
What's different this man? There's a depth there. There's a conviction there. You call your daughter, come, watch that. Tell me what's... You guys know technology. Find out who he is. This is his page. You find he's a convictional man. He's a man who lives selflessly, sacrificially to raise his family, raise his children, expose his wife to the best life, expose his children to the best life. He lays down his life.
Yeah.
When you look at that language, it reminds you of the real man he's modeling after. There's only one man who laid down his life.
Yes.
There's a friend who sticks closer than a brother. And there's no greater love than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
Yeah.
When a man begins to be selfless in his leadership, he resembles Christ. Even when he doesn't tell you. He doesn't need to tell you those testimonies people say. You see? You know who he models by who he resembles. Naturally, children resemble their father. This man resembles his maker. By his ways.
Yes.
Is he human? Does he have struggles? Definitely.
Yes.
David did. But did God say David has a heart like my own? After my own heart? Trying to design himself, look like his father. And yet he had human weaknesses. So this man is not perfect, but he is devoted to be a selfless man who pours his life, pours his essence to his work, to his family, to his service, to his days. Even after he has gone, you still hear about his name. You still hear Mahatma Gandhi, you still hear Nelson Mandela. For their cause, they were so committed. You still hear them. You still hear this man long after he has done his dance. And the problem with this generation is they do not clap for these men when they are alive. They wait after he dies. George Orwell, The Animal Farm, you celebrate him after killing him. The men who transform, they are so different from culture. Culture tries to oppose them.
Yeah.
So when you marry this kind of man, expect that your sisters may not like him too much because he's not manipulatable.
That's true.
There'll be a mixture of admiration and fear because he does not make himself too obvious. He is not the man to idle around for 3 hours and you're familiar with each other.
Yeah.
He has decorum and decency. And he won't quarrel you. You cross him, he knows how to assert boundaries. He knows how to remove his presence. The one thing with this man is that he he lives for his cause, for his calling. And even without arguing about it, everything he says, everything he does echoes with death.
Yeah.
And when you're a perceptive person, it doesn't take you long. Even when he's seated across you on a coffee date, the way he listens, leans in, the way he picks your words,
Yeah.
picks nuances, the questions he asks that show keen interest, the way he can relax, put you at ease,
Yeah.
the way he's secure. This man makes women afraid. This man does not pursue the girl. He gives such a vibe of being stable and rare that the girl is afraid of losing him.
Yeah. He becomes the prize at this point.
And this man, let me tell you, when you meet this kind of, because the dynamic also plays with high value women.
Yeah.
You know she wants you, but she can do without you. That's what gives you fear. So this man, when you ask women at around his workplace, they dislike him because he cannot part with his money. He's stiff.
Yes.
Remember the word?
Yes, he's stiff.
Yes. Other men, they do flirtatious, give funny gifts.
Yeah.
He may be generous in a general context, but does not get personal with women.
And they don't like him because of that.
Exactly.
Yes.
He doesn't play the game.
Stiff like a tree.
He doesn't play the game. When it
Yes.
comes to loyalty to his family,
Yeah.
you can call him gay or anything, but he won't sleep with it, won't come close. And he has nothing to prove. Only at the end of, as time unfolds, do you realize it was character we were looking at?
Yeah.
It was a selfless, it was a Christ-like man. It was God man we were looking at. And because he's so rare, so unfamiliar, we said, oh, weird.
Yeah.
Oh, awkward. Oh, amekaliwa chapati. Oh, we look for anything.
As a society, we are not used to that.
Yes.
Yes.
That crop of men is coming up, and those are the presidents who will turn this country around. Those are the governors who will never steal a coin, and they will hang thieves.
Yeah.
Those are the men who will crush drug trafficking, protect our children from gambling, from all these traps and pornography. Those are the people. The day you get one president like that,
Yeah.
in any country, there's a country that has this Traore, this president, young man, and people are rallying behind him because he just wants Africa to grow. He got the country out of debt. He just wants them to grow out of dependency.
Yeah.
They are used to killing those kind of young presidents, but there's that consciousness. There's a crop of men coming up in national level and family level who are true.
Yeah.
Who are true. And when they move on the road, they don't make noise. You know, when boys are young, they take a Subaru, they put a big exhaust. They get a motorbike and they make all of you disturbed.
Yes.
These men don't make noise. And they don't make a scene. They clear from the scene. One moment he was here, next moment he's not.
He's not.
Their motto is not to create a scene, it's to clear from the scene. They do their work and they stay out of sight. This man is mysterious, sort of. Colleagues know him and they don't know him.
Yeah.
Because they don't know where he goes when he, for leisure or anything. Ask so-and-so. Me, I don't know. Ask so-and-so. Or the one who says, who is the friend? Do you know where he could? No.
Yes.
This man is committed to his cause. He delivers his work with excellence. And when he's at work, he's professional.
Yeah.
And cautious and kind. But his personal life is totally out of reach. Can't send him friend request on Facebook. You're not friends.
Yeah.
Colleagues. You will see him living his life with his family. You may see pictures somewhere, but he will not give you a commentary on it.
Yes.
Can't invite you to discuss it. That's his life. You will know his wife from another work, whatever. You're trying to excite him. I saw your wife. Okay, thank you. You cannot enter his personal life by manipulation and gossip.
Yes.
No. He's mysterious in that sense. To the children, he is the friend. They know he comes home. When he has to go to work, you go to work, but he will come home.
Yes.
That's how you find the children tossing over him, playing with him. They grow with him like a friend, and they can. When you asked me the other question, actually the second point of this, the right family man, is that he's always adaptable and growing, as opposed to rigid and egotistical. The normal man keeps distance, does not involve the wife, is rigid, he has secret projects, he does not involve his family, he involves his boys, he's hiding his things over there, he has secret investments, does not disclose his money, does not say what he's doing, does not involve, and the wife is just down there like a subject. This real family man, his wife is a partner, confident. They do things together. This man is adaptable. He invites you, we think together. Even before he makes major commitments, he calls the wife, they gossip a little bit. They decide where to take the risk. They take a jump together. So people are telling you about, oh, did you hear your wife, your husband? I hear they did this. You're just laughing. You think my husband can do things I don't know? You should know I was the one actually who advised that direction. I'm just letting you have your day, thinking you know something I don't. We saw your husband's car. Could he be in that direction? Just laughing. So you think my husband can be somewhere I don't know? You just let me know. And they're, okay. Did your husband, he's supposed to, isn't that his car? No, they think they bring you gossip.
You already know where he is.
And even if you don't know, you know it's not an issue.
Yes, because he's loyal.
You will know later, yes. Maybe he's there preparing surprise parties for me.
Yes.
Why are you snooping?
Are you spoiling it?
You know, people are used to trying to do, because that's the games couples play. But this man does not play those. He's hungry to grow. And when you look at his eyes, you can see the desperate yearning to take his family to a better place. Desperate. And when I was a younger man and I had my first car, God bless me, the very first car. I don't know why. It was the first one, but it was crazy. It was my person. That car was therapy for me. I would fly. But I came to know later, it was the season. My yearning was to break free. I needed to do so many things to get my family out, to just cover space for us. And I could dash between sessions, and it's only 10 minutes in between.
And manage.
And my prayer is there's no traffic jam, and I'll sneak through. That's the time I learned traffic jam is usually in groups of cars. It's not usually the whole road.
I remember that conversation.
When there's traffic, I used to think it's a whole road. No. Because now I could sneak, I would find empty space. I find another group moving slowly. I sneak, I find another empty space. And I passed 5 groups, I arrived where I was going. You know, I learned that time, life is like that. Sometimes you think, oh, we are all poor. Is that group? We are broke. Economy is bad. You're a group.
You need to maneuver and get ahead.
You find another group. They said open space. I'll find empty road. I'm wondering who. So there are some slow drivers there was holding a big group there, and they're satisfied behind the group. Me, I refuse to be satisfied. I squeeze between them. I learned lesson of life. It's where you settled. It's not life, all of it. No, it's where you settled.
It's where you settle.
No, I don't settle. I refuse. And I cruise. That time was not a good time in my life because it's high anxiety. You can see. It's high anxiety. Because you have so much to do and you are alone. If you snap, it's gone. I carried my whole generations with me. And my wife used to say whenever I left, she would go to pray.
Because there's something she knows about you.
The manner in which I live. For me, that was no more. I was wondering, what are they talking about speed? How else would you go?
There's you and there's that opportunity and there's the space.
I mean,
in between.
And sometimes you say, are you available today? Yes, I'm available. What am I? And as we talk, so you actually. We have to agree with that phase. Sometimes after you struggle to take off from the runway, when you hit your height, there's autopilot. Autopilot is still cruising. The pilots are still engaged, but you're told now you can relax. That's where I am now, but I encourage young men to start with the fight of the runway, against the wind, against gravity, to gain your speed. There's risk of crashing. If you don't take off before the line of no return, I believe lifting your family has that kind of struggle. There's a place you must break against the forces. If you just work normally with the schedule 8 to 5, a reliable worker who comes every day, that's when I knew that you pay the bills with 8 to 5 or 9 to 5. But then it's 5 to 9 where you build the empire. where you break free.
Yes.
After the official job is the other job. You know?
Yes.
Now I gained momentum where I can have systems. And I can afford to have automated things or departments or those kind of things. But when you're a hustler, you are everything.
You're everything. You carry your office with you.
So
Yes.
that stage is where you learn that this man is hungry. He's moving with me.
Yeah.
He's carrying me. And she could see the tears on my eyes that peradventure I don't collapse before I cross my family to the other side. That peradventure, one way or other, we cross with this canoe. We did not have a safe space to.
Yeah.
It was a canoe. It was really a gamble. A crocodile-infested river. You don't have safe ways to cross.
Yeah.
But we must cross somehow. And I wanted at least my children to find me on the other side. I don't want my children to have memories of poverty,
Yes.
struggle and congestion. I have struggled to deal with that, and I don't want them to have to delete that kind of formatting. I want them to have fresh slate.
Yeah.
That abundance is possible, that you can grow. I want them to have other beliefs of life, not the ones I came up with. You know?
Yeah.
I would like my children to normalize carpets. Carpets are not luxury.
Yeah.
They are just necessity of life. I mean, a floor.
Yes.
And them to normalize light. Light. Hi. You think light is normal?
Yes.
It was a luxury where I came from.
It was.
I want it to be normal for them. I want them to know that they can switch on a red light, blue light, and nothing outlandish.
It is a normal thing.
Now let them move to the real luxuries of life.
Yeah.
Like a yacht, like a private jet. They can think that way if they don't have struggle with moving from a lamp, from a stick, to a light.
Yes.
Can I remove the shameful?
I know that thing.
No matchstick. You're going to your neighbor to borrow some charcoal, some coals of fire to come and start fire.
Humiliating.
That's too far.
Yeah.
That's too far.
To some extent, I usually think someone who came up with, I came from a humbling background, confused or read the word
Badly.
wrongly.
So they call it humble.
Yeah, instead of humiliating,
Yes.
humbling.
Yes, that's the right.
I thought about that some time back because it doesn't make sense.
Torn clothes. A woman with torn clothes.
Nothing humble about that. They left a B from that word.
You can see how just. What?
Yes.
And then it was normal for boys to have nothing down here. They just have a small thing. Then you're saying, what's humble about that?
Let's just assume they read it wrongly.
I didn't want my children to
Yes.
see that stinking. For me, that's stinking poverty.
Yeah.
Leaking houses, muddy floors, no consistent meals. No. I want my child to be going to store
Yeah.
and pick flour, pick rice. Not running to the shop every time to buy a half kg.
Yeah.
And then you have to quarrel where is money for food, hand to mouth. No. We work to build. The food is catered for. We build. We are working for society. We have a mission. We have a culture we have debates of global scale to argue on. I want to introduce my children to the real conflict of our day.
Yeah.
Debating moral issues, debating marriage issues, fighting for values, fighting for principles. I want my son to learn that the battle for my dad was to present gentlemen as a normal thing in society.
Yeah, sure.
That men who are sober are okay. That was a battle for my dad. And I want my daughter to know my mother wanted to present marriage as viable because society was beginning to look like marriage is not doable anymore. Nobody can be faithful to the same man for 30 years. My mother had that, and my daughter would say, my mom did it. And I will do it and I'll take it further. That actually even parenting can be enjoyable. We don't have to fight. We don't have to make it look like it's a strain and a sacrifice. No. That's a better place to take my child than to buy shoes. My parents were struggling to wear shoes. Put shoes on our feet. No.
You want that to be history.
You know, I want them to do, and I can't wait for this show to be a global tour, Africa tour. This time here, this time here, this time here, this time here. And we are enjoying it that way.
Yes.
So you want a man who is adaptable, hungry, on the move, and he includes you, he's carrying you, and you can see on his face the hunger to get there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. It has been so powerful and deep. To some extent, I even forgot that I'm hosting and I became a perfect student. Oh my
Thank you.
goodness, I love that. And now you have really explained the good man so well. Because of time, we're not going to go there again, but I'm hoping that you're going to teach us now how to package ourselves, the women, for
For
that
the good
man you have described there. Thank you
Yes.
so much for that. And to our viewers, thank you so much for being with us. You can get this wisdom and more from Benjamin Zulu's shows and the books that he has written. Just go to www.benjaminzuluglobal.com. See you next time.
There are conversations that shape how we live, conversations that help us navigate challenges of life, conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential.